That's why it's not. When the cement damage, it's supposed to make it on. That's what
Wow!
Is it
wow!
Yes, it's decent.
Wow! Yeah, this is daytime.
Take a look at this people.
Oh, this is nicer than daytime.
Way over. Near up.
Wow. So versus Guyana right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
More than 17 years.
17 going
Almost
18. Yeah.
We went up to 18 88.
That's unfocused.
He was trying to focus on the spread on the track. Oh, shoot. The focus was and it's like tomato, it's the same.
You got 18, 17, 18.
Eight 800.
800.
If you stand in the
There's a test.
if you stand in the light,
The intensity of the light.
your shadow goes
The
in it.
shadow,
you
the shadow.
wouldn't get it, right?
Shadow going in.
No, your shadow. When the shadow,
They want the shadow blocking.
Is it we getting?
yeah, it's gonna go down.
Like 90. Move from there.
Mostly you're getting 18.
18. Getting 18.
And then people watching me still. That's it. And then people are watching.
Amazing. This is Wiz Rock. This is the athletics track. McKenzie Sports Club finish light up. Wiz Rock area right now. Bay Rock, sorry. Bay Rock. And this is to international standards. FIFA's asking for
800.
800. 800 lumens. You got 1800.
Yes, yeah, we just need
FIFA's asking for 800 lumens. Light. We got 1800 going to 1900.
Right.
Amazing.
Right?
The camera now. Take a shadow, right?
That will feel all of our athletes. And then turn on it like that.
To the side of that building, come straight down to that orange shop you see in there. Well, the drainage support.
The talk out. So this is the project that they say the minister scrapped.
That's the project, son. That's the project, and the lights make the place look beautiful. There's a set of the track. Wismo. We just came from Mackenzie. We just been light up Mackenzie National Stadium, and now we on Wismo. Check the track out. Beautiful. Pavilion too. Beautiful.
not just Linden.
See?
There's more. The entire
Awesome.
will be developed. So many people, imagine the kind of development, imagine the value and the increase that the property will give.
It's going straight. So that is the area you need to right? So you gotta give them no notice. You have his contact, we can show you exactly what you got it done. If you got it, can't wait till the beautiful. You understand? You got also these two shops on the front here. Well, there are two people to give them permission for people to do that. Right? Wherein, when Mr. Bahamu was here, nothing this was done by, what's her name? No, the mayor. What's her name? Yeah.
Oh, Arendelle?
Yeah. I was on that. On the show.
When they talk about the usage of the reserve is that they can be moved once development is coming, they reserve the notice and they can.
So let me just make a quick comment. So good evening, everyone. Right here we are in Bayrock. We are here testing the FIFA standard lights, something that President Ali and the People's Progressive Party government, we had made a commitment to. One thing that I wanted to point out very clearly is that we've been continuing to do the projects on this facility ever since we came into office in 2020, and I wanted to just clarify something very clearly, because recently I heard on a press conference hosted by the APNU, and particularly one where the chairman of the region, Darren Adams, he made a statement saying that, following up on previous statements that were made, which I had the opportunity, as well as I took the responsibility to clarify, both in public as well as in Parliament. So I placed that on the record to show, number one, how this was a project that APNU had failed the people of Linden, and that they continued to lie. They lied incessantly and shamelessly to say that, one, they were going to complete the project in 2018, that never happened, that they were going to complete the project in 2019, that never happened, they were going to complete the project by early 2020, that never happened. And when we got into office, I discovered, after getting to the bottom of the details and delving deeper into the details of this project before we made any kind of bigger project expenditure, I found out that they never even purchased the synthetic material. They never even purchased the synthetic material. It was this government, the People's Progressive Party government led by President Ali, that made the investment in 2021 and purchased the synthetic material for both this track as well as the track in New Amsterdam by Burnham Park. Now, why I'm telling you that is that this has been a base for a voting bloc for the PNC traditionally, and then now APNU, not AFC but APNU, because we saw what their AFC's turnout was like just a few days ago or a few weeks ago when they had a public meeting here. Maybe they had about 14 persons who attended, and I think that might have been stretching it a little bit. But why that's important is that if you can lie to your own base, if you can lie to the people who have trusted you the most and that have expected the most from you, who you have claimed over the years, were neglected, then who else you won't lie to? Who else you wouldn't lie to? And the measurement of a political leader is on his word, his or her word. Your ability that when people trust you in a position and then you say that something is going to happen, even if delayed a little bit, that it will happen. It turned out that every single time that APNU was saying, APNU AFC, they were saying that this project was gonna be completed before their tenure was over, before that election came. It turned out that it could have never been completed because they never purchased the synthetic material. Like I said, it was 2021 that the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport made the purchase for the synthetic material, and that was over 1 million euros we paid for that. Over 1 million euros directly from the company. And this track, when we completed the installation of this track, which, just so that you understand the level of project execution and the technicality of that, when we were laying the asphalt on this synthetic track, just so that it can be internationally certifiable, the margin of error for the asphalt was 5 millimeters. 5 millimeters. In fact, if you look at this track here, there's an 8-degree slope. There's an 8-degree slope, and that's throughout. We had to have a overseas representative from the company to supervise first the installation of the asphalt, and then another person who had to come in to do the installation of the synthetic material. That's how technical it is. So that was completed by us. So this particular section of the project was completed by us. When I came in also, there were no plans. That's also what's important to note. There were no bills of quantities that were left at the ministry. There were no stands, no pavilions. All that stuff that they would have put on a billboard were just hopes and dreams. They were selling dreams to people, continuing to lie. Why am I saying that? It's because there were no bills of quantities, no project designs. And so you couldn't say you would have been able to complete the project, because it's not just a track alone. You have to have additional bits of projects that are important components of the overall facility. So for example, right now you have 2 huge stands being built. Huge stands. Both of which, and tomorrow we're going to publish some updates on video updates that we took at Mackenzie. Both of those stands will have bucket seats. Bucket seats that would make the experience for spectators very comfortable. These projects are going to be completed by next year, and this facility will be open. In addition, we added to this here, and this is the reason why I'm here tonight, and you saw what the live would have indicated. We added international FIFA standard lights. International FIFA standard lights. We just did the testing, and the measurement that we were looking for, that the contractor was required to provide as part of his terms in his contract, the measurement that we were looking for on the meter was 800 lumens. 800 lumens. As you saw on the video, we were pushing 1900 lumens.
Sure.
1900 lumens, more than double.
Yep.
So we far exceeded what are the international requirements on the lighting capability. Now, a project is going to be implemented for the field so that it brings it up to that international standard as well. We've just recently redid the project at Lenora, and you saw how much
sir.
of a difference it was when Guyana played Suriname just a few days ago. I mean, the result wasn't the one that we wanted, but we are hoping too that our players know that the investment means that we're expecting wins. Similarly, it is our expectation too, and the people of Linden should be able to expect that you can host international football matches here, which would be a huge boost for the people of Linden. In fact, CONCACAF, when they're looking to host or have host countries, they're looking for international facilities that are capable of meeting the international standards, which we will have. Now that we have the lights and we will institute and implement a project for the field, we will have that for sure. So once those stands are completed, you will have a premium facility that the people of Linden can be proud about, and that's something, and that's just on this half. And that's something I think that everybody in Linden, Region 10, and all of Guyana should be very, very happy about. Now, I hope that Darren Adams and all of the other persons who are going around the place still, even though I took the time and I went through in particular and pedantic detail to show that it was them who failed and lied, and that we have never stopped this project because they went around this country once again saying that we were discriminating against the people of Linden. And that is, I find that repugnant. It is one of the worst things that a political leader can do, because it says to us, especially when it is untrue, it is intending to cause divisions and strife and conflict in the country. What else could it cause? What else would be the intention? There are no political gains that you can get from that, because everybody is passing by here and they can see that work is going on and massive work is going on. When these lights go on here, every single car on the road that is passing on the road, they can see it all the way down to people's houses. This light is reaching. So they know work is going on. It didn't appear here by magic. Even yesterday when I met the consultant, because we're looking to do the installation of the track, the warm-up track in Lenora and the track in New Amsterdam, he said our lights that we have here at our facilities, both here and New Amsterdam, these are premium lights that no other facility has, or very few facilities that he has seen has anywhere in this part of the world, and in some instances. So the point is that we haven't nickel and dime on the big projects here. We haven't nickel and dime on it. We've made deliberate attempts to try to provide the best that we can provide.
Go ahead.
And we believe that that is an indication of our heart too. It is an indication of our heart. So we didn't come to lie, we came to deliver.
Yes, sir.
That's what we did. We came to deliver. Now, how people treat with that when the next election comes, that's entirely up to them. But at minimum, we have discharged in the best possible and most efficacious way our responsibility as political leaders and as leaders of the government of Guyana, which is something that we have been elected to do. Now, I find that particular statement when he said, just recently, because somebody sent me the clip, and I had to post it back on the page, on my page, where he said that we stopped this project in Linden. And I showed year on year in our budget, we made allocations in our budget, which is a public document. In addition, the projects were advertised publicly, which means that it was in the newspapers. It means it was in the newspapers. So if he doesn't know, and he didn't want to know, or he didn't read the newspapers, that's his problem. But then after that, I took the time, many times actually, to discredit what he was saying. And then he still is saying that. Another year or 2 years after, it shows his weakness as a political leader, and he's a failed political leader.
Go ahead, sir.
And I'm telling you that.
Yes, sir.
Nobody can continue to go around the place as a political leader and lie and continue to lie to people and think that that's going to help them to improve the country or improve their standing. That's not the way that it works. And we have a right. We have a right to discredit it. We have a right to tell people what is the truth. But in this situation, I don't have to say too much. I don't have to say too much, but I just want to deal with it conclusively. I don't have to say too much because people can see. People can see what's happening here. So it's a real pleasure and a real privilege to come into Linden. And not just one facility, but 2 facilities. And we're doing this around the country because people know we're building 5 stadiums currently. 5 stadiums, not only currently, but concurrently. And I'll give you some more details about that when the time is right, but I'll be giving the updates to show everybody how it is coming and when it's going to be delivered and when it's going to be finished. But we have every intention of having these facilities opened by next year, and these will be premium facilities. It will be a fantastic opportunity for people to come into these concrete and steel with bucket seats of a high standard, come in here and watch international games right here in Bayrock. They don't have to go all over to go and see it. They can do it right here. It will be a privilege for them, and I will find it a privilege as well. So I just wanted to say,
investment for sports in the country is happening in Linden.
absolutely. Currently it is the biggest investment. We saw that already on the video. But I just wanted to give that update to everyone. I don't usually pay attention to what Apnu is saying, but in this situation, I don't want it to ever be the case that people attempt to cause division in our country. They must not do that. We are not in an election.
One Guyana.
We are not in an election. Our election, we already signaled when we will have that election, which is going to be until the end of next year, sometime around October, November of next year. They have been saying that we're going to have an election since 2021. Since 2022, we're going to call snap elections all the time, lying again, continue to lie again. But having said that, we're not in an election. So why are you looking to cause division? The focus now must be on developing the country, because that's what people want. People want the opportunities. They want to know how they will be able to make a career for themselves, help get the skills that they need, get the training, figure out how they can make money, how they can build things for themselves and their families, get their kids opportunities wherever they have to be. That's what we should be focused on as political leaders. Not this nonsense where he goes around the place lying to people all the time. And it is good to see that there is a distinction between the leaders of the People's Progressive Party and then the leaders of the APNU, who even after, and I've noticed that the leader of the opposition has stopped saying that we stopped this project, which when we did the update in Parliament, he stopped saying that, and I give him credit for that. But I'm showing the distinction that leaders of the APNU, AFC, they're still looking to cause divisions in the country. Thank you very much.
Italian, you know, he's over by.